Coming up, wet mess. American University students' belongings are ruined after the sprinklers accidentally go off. We'll tell you why the school is refusing to pay for some of the damage.
And high school dropouts. President Obama takes on the nation's dropout epidemic by investing millions in education. We've got a full report. District Wire News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Simmons.
And I'm Savannah Graybill.
Students at American University are learning the hard way that having insurance does pay off. Caitlin Gart has more.
The sprinkler safety system on the 5th floor of Anderson Hall was activated early Tuesday. American University is not going to pay for the cost of the damages caused by the incident. AU Public Safety said that pranksters set off the sprinklers on the North Bridge, and unless someone confesses, the students living on the floor will have to pay. Many students had water damage to their room and personal belongings.
The water only came in to my room about 6 inches, went under my roommate's bed. Some of his books got destroyed, his notebooks. I think his suitcase got wet.
Despite the damage to students' belongings, AU Housing and Dining has said that it is not their responsibility. Housing and Dining say that they always encourage their residents to insure personal belongings through either their parents' or renters' insurance. Students say that they weren't aware of this policy.
I wasn't made aware of it. I don't think they definitely didn't make a big deal about it.
AU doesn't offer insurance itself, but suggests vendors that students can use to protect their belongings, such as National Student Services. The university has rushed to remove the water and replace the carpet and damaged ceiling tiles, but on students' nickel. Students will not only be paying for damages to their personal belongings, but also the damages to their floor. Reporting for District Wire News, I'm Caitlin Gart.
A water pipe burst in an American University dorm yesterday, causing damage to rooms and floors below. Some students living on the 6th floor of McDowell Hall were surprised Sunday afternoon when water started flowing down their walls. The water leaked into the rooms and down onto the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors. Facilities management cut off the water supply shortly after the burst, but ceiling tiles, carpets, and a mattress were damaged.
President Barack Obama is cracking down on high school dropout rates nationwide. Obama has put millions of dollars into this plan. Woodrow Wilson, a local high school, says what this could mean to them. Nahima Jackson-Brown has more on the story.
President Barack Obama is tackling the dropout rate nationwide. He is committing $900 million for a program that is scheduled to start with the fiscal year 2011.
Well, specifically for Wilson, I think it's great, in DC schools in general, to create more equity among the schools. Like if you look at Montgomery County or Fairfax County, they have lots of money, and it's obviously, when you step into a DC public school, it's not the same.
Nearly 1.2 million students drop out of school each year. About half of these students are of a multicultural background.
You know, it's kind of our job to figure out what we can do to keep kids in the schools and also keep them interested and keep their grades up. And so, yes, it's definitely the counselor's job to kind of figure out why this is happening, why the dropout rate is increasing.
As a result, our country loses $320 billion a year in potential earnings. I'm Nahima Jackson-Brown, the District Wire.
George Washington University recently apologized to 200 applicants for sending them erroneous acceptance emails. Hours after the acceptance letters went out, the university sent a follow-up message telling them they were actually rejected. The school claims that snow-related mail service problems caused the clerical mix-up.
Unemployment claims filed last week unexpectedly rose, reaching 496,000, up 22,000 from last week. The U.S. unemployment rate stands at 9.7%, a number that decreased only because unemployed Americans gave up looking for work, shrinking the job pool. Economists expect the official unemployment rate to stay near 10% through at least the end of the year, impacting the midterm elections in November.
If you're taking the Metro today, be prepared to shell out some extra money. A 10-cent fare increase went into effect over the weekend on bus and rail services. The hike will stick around through June 26th. The transit agency is considering yet another increase in July. They said the increase is meant to help close a budget shortfall.
Drivers accused of DUIs are getting a break from the D.C. government. Faulty breathalyzers used by the D.C. police are being called into question. Michael Ono has the story.
DC police are trying to crack down on drunk driving, but a faulty fleet of breathalyzers may prevent 100 DUI cases from going to trial.
I think it's a moral outrage in the fact that our city's being so careless. Like, we elect these people. Well, I mean, I didn't vote, but if I did vote, I would be even more upset. But I'm sending these people to do their job, and here they are letting criminals just roam the streets. I just don't know what kind of society we're living in.
8 of the 10 breathalyzer machines were producing inaccurate results.
I think it's the right thing to do because you don't know if they would have blown a .06 if they had drank, and it came out to be a .10, or the flaw in the breathalyzers could have made it higher, and they were in jail for no reason. So I feel that it was the right thing that they did.
But I don't think canceling everybody's DUIs is a great idea because there's people who do have a history of drunk driving, and that means that they're reckless and they're endangering other people who are on the road. For people for who it was a one-time thing and it was just like a screw-up, I think that's great for them because they've learned their lesson. They're not going to do it again.
Affected drunk driving cases go back as far as 2008. Michael Ono, District Wire News.
Coming up after the break, going green? You pay more for the organic label, but is it really worth it? A new study says it depends on the type of food you're buying.
And the storm after the storm. The district government considers big changes to prepare for the next big snowstorm. We'll explain after the break.